The question, the deeper part of the question is, so prove to me that the Democratic Party is racist now. And as often happens with a tough question, this is kind of when I rise to the occasion.
Oh, so he said someone questioned him and said, prove to me how the Democratic Party is racist now. Because usually when people talk about the most racist party, people point out the Democratic Party and the reasons why is from the past, because they was the ones that did this and they was the ones that started this, and this person that was doing this was one of them. So that's usually what happens. So he said he's about to rise to the occasion. Let's see it, man. This dude is smart as hell. All right.
Happens with a tough question. This is kind of when I rise to the occasion. Well, let me just say this. If one goes today to the Democratic-controlled inner city, and we're talking here about some 24 cities entirely dominated by the Democratic Party, there's not a Republican in sight. I argue that we will see in them now all the 5 features of the slave plantation that Kenneth Stamp outlined in his classic work, The Peculiar Institution.
5 features? Okay, let's see what he about to break something down, man. Where's my dad? I should be taking some notes. Where's my daggone notebook? I need to be more organized.
Stamp outlined in his classic work, The Peculiar Institution. In a description of the plantation, Kenneth Stamp identifies 5 things that you would see on a slave plantation. Number 1, broken down, dilapidated, and unsafe housing. Number 2, broken families. You can see this under slavery. There was a confusion of who's the real father, mulattoes running around in the plantation, the family structure in decay. Number 3, a high degree of violence required to hold the place together. Police power, whippings, overseers, fences, barbed wire. Number 4.
Hold on. Sheesh, bro. He is describing something that seems a bit familiar, man.
Whippings, overseers, fences, barbed wire. Number 4. Everybody gets a basic provision. If you need food, you have health care, they call the doctor. But nobody gets ahead. There's no opportunity. Nobody really advances. The Southerners and the Democrats used to call slavery a school of civilization. And Stamp goes, that's not a school from which anyone ever seemed to graduate. And finally, nihilism and despair. A feeling that there's no future, that this is an intergenerational, ongoing, lasting way of life. Now, all those 5 features can be traced directly to inner city Oakland, inner city Baltimore, many places, Chicago. And like I say, this has been going on since the 60s. The United States has spent trillions of dollars to fix these places. The Democrats have been in charge of fixing it. And yet, many of these places are no better off than they were in 1967.
Wow. Is that true? I mean, and I say, is that true? Because I can only go off the time that I know of. And I'm 44, born in 78. So those 5 different descriptions are, or things that happen on that side of slavery. That's crazy. So, okay, who was this gentleman again that named these 5 descriptions? I need to look up that guy, because now I gotta take this at face value until I go and do my own research. Goodness gracious. Okay, all right, I got some work to do.
And yet, many of these places are no better off than they were in 1967.
Dang,
Think about that. So, at the very least, this reflects a callous and shocking disdain for the welfare of the people who live in those communities. And for me, this is a big opportunity for Trump. If Trump is able to talk straight to people in our inner cities, and I would add in our barrios and on our native reservations, and show them that there's a way to get up and get off the plantation, This would be a mammoth opportunity for the Republican Party.
Now, one thing though, keep hearing people saying that jobs have gone up like crazy when Trump was in office. Joblessness went down like crazy. But then when you see people from inner cities or people who are Democrats on the news, and I know everyone wants to pretty much paint their own narrative to support their sides. I get that. But you see people on the news saying, what jobs? I don't have a job. I can't find a job. I applied 5 times, different places, and won't nobody hire me, blah, 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 blah. Those people might have been Democrats saying that. And I might have received that from a Democratic news source. But is it possible that some of them might actually be having like a horrible time trying to find work? Maybe. And could it also be possible that maybe they don't feel like the resources are around because no one directed them to the resources? People are looking at me like I'm crazy sometimes when I tell them that I didn't know this and I didn't know that, and you keep on providing me with information, and I'm greatly appreciative of the information that you provide me. But every single time you provide me with information, I don't look at myself as any different from most people that I grew up with, and most people who have a hard time watching me go down this path that I'm going right now, finding out the information I'm finding out, and then even agreeing with a great deal of the information that I'm finding out, because we aren't supposed to. We're supposed to go against it because apparently you all don't like people who vote left, or you know what I mean, or are from certain places. That's what's listen, that's what's branded. That's what's beat into our heads. Period. I can't explain that part. But the information I receive comes by way of doing these videos, and then I read the comments and you all give me a lot of information. Those people that's on these news sources, they aren't given that information. I don't know why. Because the schools are not teaching it in our areas. They aren't. And obviously the news source that's being watched right now, they're not really teaching it or providing the resources so that they can go do what they need to do and pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And I say pull and I do the quotes because that's a dog whistle and a trigger term whenever people on the left hear that. It sounds like, okay, there they go again, not trying to help and trying to act like we got the same resources they got. We don't have the same resources. I know we kind of do. I know we do. But it got to be somebody to direct them there. And right now, I can't think of many people who are on the left that directs the left to those resources, other than people who get out of it themselves and they reach back on their small platforms and do it themselves. I see that happening. And I see that because I'm friends with those people and I pay attention to that information, certain informations that they give out. Most times that information is financial information and tax information, those type of things. But when it comes to political things, I know you got to go out and get the information yourself. But so I don't know if it's just laziness, if it's just not knowing where to look to start, if it's just anger, and feeling like it's your job to take care of the city. It's your job to do that. You are fine. The only thing I do is vote you in, and that's it. I don't have to follow what you say you do. I don't have to. I don't have to look at your past, the past things you voted on, or any of that. It's your job. I expect for you to take care of it. That's it. Wash your hands. Sit back, and if I need something from you, I let you know. I get a check. I sign up for it, and if I don't, I leave you alone. You leave me alone, and that's how it goes 9 times out of 10, man. But I don't know.
The plantation, this would be a mammoth opportunity for the Republican Party.
And it was a mammoth opportunity for the Republican Party, which, well, before and like during when this came out, 2017, I believe Trump was in office, and according to a great deal of people that I see in this lane, He did a remarkable job. But again, I'm still learning about it, guys, and don't go too hard on me because people are really trying to find the information. It's just once you're beaten the head with information, certain, like, I don't know, triggering content and whatnot over and over and over again, you don't think that there's a possibility to receive any positivity on the other side. And it's a cancer. It's a cancer that's being spread in the minds and hearts of many people, and it's ridiculous. So just hoping me checking these out and doing these communications that somebody who once thought and moved the way I did would start to get the information that they need. But I would like for you to comment below, and if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing, man. Love y'all.